So today I am going to be talking about harmony and melody combined. We're going to do that by using an E blues and an E minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so first, the harmony. Harmony is more than one note, more than one tone, played at a time, more commonly known as chords. The chords that we are going to use for this particular piece is the 12 bar blues in E. So the chords that you're using, if you're using the simplest form, it would be an E major chord, an A major chord, and a B7 chord. Okay, and in a standard 12 bar blues, it is 4 bars on that one chord, which is E, 2 bars on the 4 chord, which is A, then head back to the 1 chord for another 2 bars. That completes 8 bars. So then there's only 4 more bars left where you play B7, A, E to that B7, which takes you back to the top. I will include a diagram of that progression. I'm going to play it through one time. If you're playing a little bit more, I don't even want to say a little bit more advanced, but if you know the chords, instead of E, you could play E7, and instead of A, you could play A7. If you don't know the chords, that's fine. E major and A major is fine. I will play it once through using just the major chords, and then I'll play it once through using the 7. Okay, so here we go. This is the 12 bar blues using E major, A major, and B7. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. E. Missed a chord when I was explaining the progression, but that is the actual progression. I'm going to play it one more time. Same progression, just using the 7 chords. So E7, A7, and B7. Here we go. 1, 2, E7. Start the whole progression again, just like you would if you were playing the straight major chords. Okay, so that is the progression that we're working with. So if that's what you're learning today, perfect. Have fun playing that. We're going to take this one more step. We are going to add in the minor pentatonic scale on the high E string. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the notes of the scale. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play it through, and I'm going to tell you the finger number and the fret number. Then I'm going to go through it again, and I'm going to tell you the note name. Okay, here we go. Open string. Then put your 3rd finger on that 3rd fret. Okay, so there's your first 2 notes. Open, 3rd fret. First finger, come up to the 5th fret, and you're going to play fingers 1, 2, 3. Okay, right next to each other, so you end up playing frets 5, 6, 7. Okay? Okay, now this middle note here is a blue note. So I should be calling this scale the minor pentatonic blues scale. Okay, so it is a pentatonic, but I'm adding that blue note. So here we go. Open, 3, right? Third finger, third fret. Then fingers 1, 2, 3 on frets 5, 6, 7. Now slide up to the 10th fret with the first finger, and then the third finger on 12. Okay, so I'll play it all together. The note names are open E, G, A. Since we're going up, we're going to call this note A sharp, and then B. You can call it B flat. It doesn't really matter for this particular scale. It's what would be considered an accidental note. You know, it's not in the key signature. It's just a note that we're adding in for the sound. So you can call it A sharp. You can call it B flat. And then B. And then your last two notes are D and E. E, D, B, B flat or A sharp, A, G, and E. Okay, that is not the only place to play this scale. You can play it in the open position. You can play it in different places along the fretboard. For this particular exercise, we're just going to use the open string. Okay, so we're going to get to the part now where we combine the progression with the scale. We're going to play it very blandly using quarter notes, right? So it's not going to sound very flashy, or it's not going to sound very syncopated like a blues progression might, because in the beginning, the point is to learn how to solo inside of those phrases, right? Till we get it in our head what they sound like. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be playing the chord on the first beat of every measure. So I'm going to give an example just with that first 4 bars on E, right? So here I tend to play the E7. If you play E, it's fine, okay? But I tend to revert to that. So if you hear that dominant sound, that's why. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to stop there for a second because that was just my first 4 bars on E, where I'm playing the chord on the 1, and then I'm playing solo notes on 2, 3, and 4. And again, it sounds a little automatic. It's not necessarily as groovy as I would like it to be, right? But the point is that eventually we're going to get there when we have the feeling of each of those bars down. Okay, so I'm going to play those 4 again, and I'm going to move on a little bit. I'm going to play the 2 bars on A, and then I'm going to come back to E. So hopefully you could hear the progression with the soloing in between. So here we go. I'm going to actually, I've been kind of locking into that sort of same melody just for demonstration purposes. You don't have to play that melody, right? You could go oh no, those are 8th notes. Don't play those 8th notes to the end. The point is, the melody that I'm playing, you don't have to copy it. Use your own melody, start to experiment, see what you like, see what notes sound better. And you can use the same note. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You know, so you could play around. You don't exactly have to play what I'm playing. It's literally just for an example. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I almost missed it. But that was 8 bars. I played 4 bars using the E chord and the solo. I then went to A for 2 bars, and then I came back to E. The last part that we need to add on to this progression is the last 4 bars, which is that B7, A7, E7, and then that B7. So each bar changes a chord. So this is a little more challenging here. But again, this is just, it's something that gets a little easier the more you play it. Okay, so I would say, to give an example of these 4 bars, back to my beginning. Okay, so I started at the last 4 bars. So now let me put it all together. And again, it's not going to sound like the grooviest music making, but you're going to see the beginnings of where this could go. So here we go. Now I'm going to my A. Now I'm back at the top. Tried to mix it up a little bit, kind of where you would see the next level would sound like. But there it is. That is the beginnings of combining harmony and melody. It's a great exercise to learn how to work within a 1-beat phrase. That's what I was doing, a 1-beat phrase. 4-beat phrase. Sorry, 1 bar, 4 beats. The next would be to then build on that, and then take maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. So now I'm not just using that 1 bar. Now I'm expanding it a little bit. But that's next. Let's stick with the 1 bar for right now. So before I wrap up, I wanted to play the 12-bar blues, so that you could play around with the scale, see what phrases you like, kind of get it under your fingers a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to maybe start on E, add in an E7. I'm going to try and change it up a little bit. And I will try and keep my fingers in view so that you could see them, so that you can have different ideas of the chords you can play. Okay? And then we'll wrap it up. So here we go. 1, 3. I'll slow it down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. or you heard. You know, there was majors in there. There was some sevenths that I ended on the top. Played the straight seven, some bar chords, just some inversions. There's lots of things you can do harmonically, different chord progressions, and with that initial pentatonic scale. So I hope I wasn't too confusing. And I will post some diagrams and some progressions with this video, so hopefully you could get it going. I think that's it for now. Talk soon. Be well. Happy playing.